In the latter half of the 22nd century, humanity had ventured beyond the confines of the solar system, establishing rudimentary colonies on Mars and Europa. Yet, the vastness of space still loomed as an immense and largely uncharted wilderness, teeming with mysteries yet to be unraveled. Earth itself, now a bustling hub of technological advancement and interplanetary diplomacy, was unprepared for what was to come. On a day like any other, the sudden appearance of a colossal fleet beyond the Moon's orbit shattered the routine tranquility of Earth. The arrival was not heralded by threats or declarations, but the intent was clear, from the silent, imposing presence of the starships, dwarfing anything humanity had ever constructed. Global panic ensued as the news spread like wildfire. The Earth Defense Coalition, EDC, a military alliance formed from all the world's powers, sprang into action. Emergency meetings were convened as world leaders and military strategists grappled with the sudden emergence of a potential extraterrestrial threat. General Mara Lee, appointed as the commander of Earth's combined space forces, faced the monumental task of coordinating Earth's defense. As satellite imagery fed continuous streams of data about the alien fleet, it became apparent that these visitors were from the Galactic Empire, a name that stirred fear across neighboring systems, known for their conquests and subjugation of lesser civilizations. The EDC's response was swift and decisive. General Lee authorized a global broadcast aimed at establishing Earth's stance. The message, simple yet firm, was translated into thousands of languages, including mathematical and musical languages, to ensure comprehension regardless of the aliens' communication forms. Attention, visitors from beyond our solar system. This is General Mara Lee of the Earth Defense Coalition. You are currently in orbit around Earth, a sovereign planet with no interest in hostile engagements. We are aware of the Galactic Empire and your expansive history. We advise you to maintain a peaceful distance and refrain from any form of aggression. Consider this a warning. Stay away from Earth. The broadcast was not just a warning but also a test, probing the aliens for their ability to understand and respond. The world waited with bated breath for any sign of communication or aggression from the fleet. As anticipation hung heavily in the air like a dense fog, the Galactic Empire's fleet remained ominously stationary in orbit. With each passing hour, the strain on Earth's global defense networks intensified, as every eye was fixed on the sky and every mind contemplated the myriad possibilities of extraterrestrial intent. At EDC's Central Command, General Lee monitored the situation with a calm demeanor that belied the tension swirling around her. The waiting game continued, until a small, sleek vessel detached from the main fleet and began a slow descent toward Earth. This move, seen as the first real test of Earth's resolve, triggered a pre-planned, coordinated defensive response. The United States, Russia, China, and the European Union, all key members of the EDC, had strategically positioned their anti-spacecraft missile systems to cover all possible entry points into Earth's atmosphere. These systems, originally designed to ward off asteroid threats, were now Earth's first line of defense against potential alien aggression. As the alien scout ship entered the upper atmosphere, its intentions still unclear, General Lee gave the order to engage. Missile systems across the globe powered up simultaneously, locking onto the incoming vessel with precision, guided by enhanced AI targeting systems. "Fire when ready," Mara commanded, her voice steady over the comm link that connected all defense sites globally. Within moments, the serene sky. The sky was lit by a barrage of missiles streaking upward. The display was both awe-inspiring and terrifying, a testament to humanity's preparedness to defend its sovereignty. The alien vessel, caught in the onslaught, attempted evasive maneuvers. It became evident that despite their advanced technology, the aliens had underestimated Earth's defensive capabilities. The scout ship sustained significant damage, its shielding failing under the relentless barrage. In a final desperate attempt to escape, it fired back sporadically, its energy weapons flashing brightly in the night sky, but they were largely ineffective against the dispersed and mobile missile launch platforms. Severely crippled, the vessel retreated back into orbit, limping toward the safety of its mothership. The entire engagement was broadcast live, with the world watching as Earth stood defiant against a technologically superior foe. The successful defense elevated morale across Earth's populations and governments. General Lee, now a symbol of Earth's resistance, addressed the world shortly after. "Today, we have shown that Earth is not a silent victim in the cosmos. We will defend our home, our people, and our future against any who might threaten us. Let this be a lesson to all who watch from the dark void: Earth will stand firm." This victory, though minor in a strategic sense, was a crucial psychological win for humanity. It demonstrated not only their capability to respond to alien threats, but also their willingness to act united under a common cause. This first defiant stand against the Galactic Empire was not just a military engagement, it was a declaration of Earth's resolve, a clear message to the cosmos: Earth would neither falter nor yield. The Galactic Empire's response. In the wake of Earth's surprising defense against the scout ship, the Galactic Empire reassessed its approach. Emperor Vlak, never one to shy away from a challenge, was both intrigued and irritated by the resilience and audacity displayed by a seemingly primitive species. To him, Earth's defiance was not just a military obstacle but a personal affront to his authority. From his command center, a massive structure orbiting the Empire's capital planet, Vorak, he convened his top advisors and strategists. The room buzzed with alien dialects and the soft hum of advanced computing devices. The Emperor, a towering figure with a stern countenance, broke the silence with a command. Initiate the next phase. Test their resolve further. Let us see how they handle chaos. Under his orders, the Empire launched a series of calculated strikes, not on Earth directly, but on its burgeoning interstellar infrastructure. Mining outposts on asteroids, research facilities on Mars, and supply routes to the outer colonies became targets. The attacks were swift, brutal, and meticulously planned to avoid any substantial galactic escalation. Each raid ended before Earth's forces could mount an effective response, leaving a trail of destruction and uncertainty. Back on Earth, news of the attacks sparked outrage and fear. The EDC convened in emergency sessions, struggling to manage the crises sprouting across the solar system. A new strategy. General Mara Lee, ever the strategist, proposed a new approach to the galactic games the Empire seemed intent on playing. "We cannot outgun them in a war of attrition," she stated in a closed meeting with Earth's military and political leaders. "Our strength lies in our ability to adapt and innovate. Let's turn these games on their head." Under her guidance, Earth's response morphed from defensive to proactive. Knowing that their outer defenses could not stop every attack, they began constructing mobile defense platforms, space stations capable of rapid movement and response, armed with the latest Earth-developed weaponry and shield technology. Simultaneously, Earth scientists, led by Dr. Lena Voss, worked tirelessly to understand and replicate any technology salvaged from the damaged scout ship. Their breakthroughs in energy shield technology were particularly promising, offering the potential to protect their facilities from future attacks. As the Galactic Empire continued its harassment, they began to notice the shift in Earth's tactics. What were once easy targets now became traps, with mobile defense platforms springing surprise counterattacks that inflicted damage on the Empire's raiding fleets. The interstellar skirmishes escalated into a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, each side continuously adapting to the other's moves. The Empire, with its vast resources and advanced technology, pressed hard, but Earth, resilient and cunning, managed to hold its ground, turning what the Empire had intended as a straightforward subjugation into a drawn-out and costly endeavor. This phase of the conflict showcased the resilience and ingenuity of humanity, proving to the galaxy at large that Earth was not a player to be underestimated. The Empire's perception of Earth shifted, from viewing it as The Galactic Empire's perception of Earth shifted, from viewing it as a minor nuisance to recognizing it as a legitimate and capable force in the galactic arena. This realization set the stage for even more intense confrontations in the future. Following months of intense skirmishes and tactical gambits, a tense and uneasy calm settled over the solar system. Both Earth and the Galactic Empire took this time to regroup and reassess their strategies, each contemplating their next move in this unexpectedly prolonged conflict. On Earth, public sentiment had shifted from initial panic and fear to determined resilience. Communities worldwide engaged in civil defense, and support for the EDC soared, with volunteers enlisting in various capacities to aid the war effort. The spirit of unity and defiance became a prevailing ethos, propelling innovations and adaptations in both military and civilian sectors. A breakthrough in Earth's arsenal. In the corridors of power, General Mara Lee convened a series of top-secret meetings with Earth's best minds, including Dr. Lena Voss. Dr. Voss had made significant progress in her research into alien technologies, discovering vulnerabilities in the Empire's energy shields that could potentially be exploited. Her team developed a prototype weapon system capable of disrupting these shields long enough to make a decisive strike. "Imagine this," Dr. Voss explained during a high-level briefing, holding up a small, intricate device. If we can integrate this technology into our missiles, even our smallest fighters could take down an Imperial cruiser. It changes the game completely. The implications were profound. With this new technology, Earth could potentially shift from a defensive posture to an offensive one, striking at the Empire with a force and efficacy that had previously been unimaginable. The Empire takes notice. Meanwhile, in the Galactic Empire strategic hub, Emperor Vlak and his advisors observed the developments on Earth with a mixture of respect and concern. The Empire had faced numerous adversaries in its centuries of expansion, but none had adapted as quickly or as fiercely as humanity. Vlak knew that underestimating this foe any further could lead to dire consequences. Enhance our intelligence efforts, Vlak ordered his chief of espionage. We need to understand their capabilities and intentions. And prepare the fleet. If these humans wish to escalate, we will be ready to respond in kind. A calculated strike. Back on Earth, as the final tests of Dr. Voss's shield-disrupting technology proved successful, General Lee planned a bold demonstration of Earth's newfound capabilities. An isolated Imperial mining outpost in the Kuiper Belt was chosen as their target, strategically insignificant enough to avoid provoking a full-scale retaliation but valuable enough to test the Empire's response to their upgraded arsenal. Earth's fleet, now modified with the new technology, set out quietly. The mission was a calculated risk, but it was essential to test their weapons in a real combat scenario. This operation would either be a turning point leading to peace negotiations, or the spark that ignited a fiercer phase of the war. As the fleet approached the target, the crew aboard the flagship held their breath, aware of the stakes. The outcome of this engagement would shape the future of Earth and its place in the galactic community, a community that was watching closely to see if this young, bold civilization could indeed challenge the might of the Galactic Empire. A message to the galaxy. The mission to the Kuiper Belt proved a resounding success. Earth's new technology allowed their forces to disable the shields of the Empire's outpost and achieve a swift victory. The message was clear. Earth had developed the means not only to defend itself but also to strike back effectively. Energized by this victory, Earth's strategic command prepared for what they anticipated to be a more significant challenge. The Empire strikes back. In response to Earth's audacious attack, the Galactic Empire, determined not to be outmaneuvered, shifted its focus to a more prized target, Earth's lunar base. This base served not only as a critical hub for Earth's asteroid mining operations but also as a key military outpost, equipped with advanced radar and missile defense systems. The Empire believed that crippling the lunar base would demoralize Earth and undercut its capacity to mount counterattacks. Deep in space, as the Empire's fleet advanced toward the Moon, Earth's defenses braced for a battle of unprecedented scale. Commander Raj Patel, stationed at the lunar base, was tasked with overseeing. Commander Raj Patel, known for his tactical ingenuity, coordinated Earth's lunar and orbital defenses, creating a network of crossfire zones around the Moon. Prepare all batteries and ready the drones. We make our stand here, Raj ordered, his voice echoing through the base's loudspeakers. The battle commenced as the Empire's dreadnoughts unleashed a relentless bombardment on the lunar surface. Their goal, to overwhelm the base's defenses with sheer firepower. However, the defenders of Luna were well prepared. Utilizing the Moon's craters as natural shields and firing from hidden positions, they launched a series of hit-and-run attacks against the Empire's fleet, exploiting the slow maneuverability of the larger ships. Meanwhile, squadrons of Earth spacefighters, equipped with the newly developed shield-disrupting missiles, darted through the chaos, striking at critical vulnerabilities. Each successful hit sent cheers rippling through the defenders, but the battle was far from over. Frustrated by Earth's fierce resistance, the Empire deployed ground troops to the surface, hoping to capture the base through direct assault. Anticipating this move, Raj had already prepared his forces for close combat. The battle on the lunar surface was brutal. Earth's troops, trained for combat in low gravity, used their superior mobility and intimate knowledge of the terrain to their advantage. As the fight raged both in orbit and on the ground, the tide began to turn in Earth's favor. A combination of guerrilla tactics and the shield-disrupting technology inflicted heavy casualties on the Empire's forces. Realizing that continuing the assault would be too costly, the Empire's fleet commander reluctantly ordered a retreat. A defining victory. The Battle of Luna ended in a decisive victory for Earth, not just militarily, but psychologically. Across Earth and its colonies, celebrations erupted. The victory proved that humanity could stand against the might of the Galactic Empire and win. Commander Raj Patel became a hero, a symbol of Earth's unbreakable resolve. Meanwhile, in the war rooms of Earth Strategic Command, discussions took on a new tone. This victory had shifted the balance. Earth was no longer merely defending its home. Now, it had the power to take an assertive role in galactic affairs. The Empire's next move, and Earth's response. The Galactic Empire, humiliated by its defeat, would not remain idle. Earth's leaders knew that a larger retaliation was inevitable. Understanding the stakes, General Mara Lee initiated Operation Stellar Whisper, a covert intelligence mission aimed at uncovering the Empire's next move. The operation was led by Captain Nina Morales, an expert in cyber warfare and espionage. Aboard a stealth ship disguised as a merchant vessel, Nina and her team approached an Imperial communication relay station. Using advanced hacking tools, developed from salvaged alien technology, they infiltrated the Empire's systems. The operation was high risk. A single mistake could expose Earth to devastating retaliation. Inside the dimly lit cabin of their ship, Nina's team worked with surgical precision. As they delved deeper into the Empire's networks, they uncovered a trove of data, ship movements, supply chain logs, and, most crucially, detailed plans for an impending large-scale invasion of Earth. A critical weakness uncovered. The invasion plans revealed a vital vulnerability. The Empire was stretched thinner than it publicly admitted, relying heavily on automation and AI-controlled ships due to personnel losses suffered in previous skirmishes. This over-reliance on technology presented Earth with an opportunity. With this invaluable intelligence, Nina transmitted the data back to Earth Strategic Command. The encrypted transmission was brief, but its implications were vast. General Mara Lee studied the data with a mix of concern and determination. The invasion force was massive, far larger than any previous engagement. However, the Empire's dependence on AI meant that Earth could exploit this weakness, turning the Empire's strength into its greatest weakness. Back on Earth, Dr. Lena Voss and her team worked tirelessly to develop a countermeasure. Their solution: electronic warfare drones capable of disrupting AI communications and control protocols. If these work, Dr. Voss explained, we won't just defend against their invasion, we'll cripple their fleet. As Earth's defenses were fortified, training exercises began in preparation for the inevitable large-scale battle. Simulations emphasized electronic and cyber warfare tactics, integrating the new drones alongside shield-disrupting weapons. This revelation transformed Earth's war strategy. No longer was the goal merely survival. Now, humanity had a chance to seize the initiative, to strike at the Empire before they could launch their invasion. The fate of Earth, and the galaxy, hangs in the balance. The stage was set for a confrontation that would determine Earth's place in the galaxy. The secrets uncovered by Captain Nina Morales and her team had not only given humanity a fighting chance but had opened the possibility of a decisive victory. The final battle loomed. And for the first time in history, Earth was not the hunted, but the hunter. With the Galactic Empire reeling from its defeat at Luna, Earth's leaders knew they could not afford to remain on the defensive. General Mara Lee, aware of the stakes, made a bold decision: Earth would strike first. Rather than waiting for the Empire's invasion, Operation Eclipse was devised, a preemptive strike using Earth's newly developed electronic warfare drones and shield-disrupting missiles. The mission's goal was simple but daring: cripple the Empire's fleet before it could reach Earth, forcing the enemy to negotiate from a position of weakness. Earth's fleet, assembled in secrecy, moved into position under the cover of a nearby asteroid field. Based on intelligence gathered by Captain Nina Morales, the primary targets were the Empire's flagship and its accompanying dreadnoughts, highly automated warships now vulnerable to Earth's disruptive technologies. As the Empire's fleet entered the ambush zone, the tension among Earth's crews was palpable. Every soldier knew the stakes. Victory here could shift the entire war in humanity's favor. All units, deploy! General Mara commanded. Electronic warfare drones surged into action, infiltrating the Empire systems by mimicking standard communication signals. As the enemy fleet unknowingly let them in, Earth's fighters launched shield-disrupting missiles in synchronized waves. The first wave of strikes caused chaos. Several smaller ships lost control and drifted aimlessly, their systems failing under the digital onslaught. The larger dreadnoughts, usually the backbone of the Empire's fleet, began to falter, their once precise movements turning sluggish and erratic. Seeing the enemy's confusion, Mara seized the moment. Focus fire on the flagship, now. With its shields flickering and its AI-controlled defenses collapsing, the Empire's flagship was left vulnerable. A single well-placed missile from one of Earth's elite pilots punched through its hull, striking its power core. The once mighty warship exploded in a chain reaction, sending debris scattering into space. The remnants of the Empire's fleet, leaderless and in disarray, retreated. The battle was won. A war-changing victory. The success of Operation Eclipse was more than just a military triumph, it was a message to the galaxy. Earth had not only defended itself but had struck decisively against a superior force. The Empire, humiliated and weakened, was forced to send diplomatic envoys proposing a ceasefire. Across human-controlled territories, celebrations erupted. Humanity had turned the tide. However, while Earth's leaders saw the ceasefire as an opportunity for peace, Emperor Vlach saw it as a temporary setback. Enraged by the unexpected defeat and under pressure from his war council, he devised a new plan, one that would end humanity's resistance once and for all. The Goliath approaches, the Empire's last gambit. While Earth's leaders discussed peace, the Empire had been preparing its ultimate weapon. Deep in an Imperial shipyard, a new class of dreadnought had been under construction, the Goliath. This colossal warship was unlike any before it, designed specifically to counter Earth's technology. Its advanced AI systems could resist electronic warfare, and its next-generation shielding was impervious to previous disruptor technology. Alongside an armada of warships, it was the Emperor's final attempt to crush Earth. As the Goliath emerged from a hidden nebula, Emperor Vlach sent a chilling transmission to Earth's leaders. Your defiance has been admirable, but it ends now. Submit, or be annihilated. In Earth's command center, General Mara Lee received the message with cold resolve. She knew that this would be the defining battle of the war. We have faced impossible odds before and prevailed, she declared. We will do so again. Across Earth, defenses were mobilized. Orbital platforms, satellite cannons, and planetary missile silos locked onto their targets. Every ship in Earth's fleet was prepared for the fight of their lives. The final battle begins. As the Goliath and its fleet entered Earth's orbit, the battle erupted. Earth's defenses unleashed a relentless barrage, the sky lit with fire as missiles and plasma cannons struck the incoming fleet. But the Goliath's shields absorbed the attacks effortlessly, its defenses more powerful than anything humanity had encountered before. Seeing conventional tactics failing, Mara executed a desperate maneuver. Deploy the stealth bombers. A squadron of Earth's newly developed stealth bombers, equipped with an upgraded version of the shield-disrupting technology, darted through the chaos. Piloted by Earth's best aces, they evaded enemy fire and locked onto the Goliath. Inside Earth's Scientific Command Center, Dr. Lena Voss worked tirelessly, analyzing real-time combat data and coordinating with the fleet. Target the power conduits, she advised. We need to overload its systems. With precise targeting, the bombers struck key energy nodes along the Goliath's hull. Its shields flickered, then collapsed. Seizing the moment, Earth's fleet concentrated fire, unleashing everything they had. Under the relentless onslaught, the Goliath's armor buckled. The mighty dreadnought, once thought invincible, began to fail. Earth's greatest victory. Desperate, the Empire's fleet commander ordered the Goliath to crash into Earth, a final act of defiance. But Captain Jack Harrow, leading a squadron of elite pilots, executed a daring counterattack. Target its propulsion system. With surgical precision, Earth's fighters disabled the dreadnought's engines, leaving it adrift and powerless. The once mighty Goliath, the pinnacle of the Empire's war machine, was now nothing more than a floating wreck. With their flagship gone and their forces decimated, the Empire's remaining ships fled in disarray. Earth had won. The Empire crumbles. The destruction of the Goliath marked a turning point, not just in the war, but in galactic history. With the Emperor's greatest weapon defeated, his grip on the Empire began to slip. Political infighting erupted within the Empire's ruling council, as factions began questioning Vlach's leadership. Sensing an opportunity, Earth's leaders pressed their advantage. No longer content with merely securing peace, humanity prepared for the next phase, one that would reshape the balance of power in the galaxy forever. For the first time in history, Earth was no longer just another world fighting to survive. It was a rising power, one that would shape the future of the stars. With the Galactic Empire fractured, Earth's leaders knew that mere victory was not enough. To ensure the Empire could never rise as a threat again, General Mara Lee and Earth's diplomatic corps proposed a daring plan, intervening directly in the Empire's political turmoil. The goal was clear: support a faction sympathetic to peace, facilitating a leadership change that would prevent another war. This operation, codenamed Regent Fall, combined covert sabotage and military support, marking Earth's first true foray into galactic statecraft. The fall of an emperor. Earth's operatives infiltrated the Empire's capital planet, forging alliances with dissidents and reformists who had long opposed Vlak's ruthless expansionism. These allies provided intelligence, sabotaged communication networks, and disrupted supply chains, weakening the Emperor's grip on power. Meanwhile, Earth's fleet stationed itself around the capital world, not as conquerors, but as liberators. To those who seek peace, we stand with you, Mara declared in a galaxy-wide transmission. Inside his palace fortress, Emperor Vlak watched his dominion crumble. As his loyalist forces struggled to maintain control, he made one final move, deploying his elite guard in a desperate attempt to hold power. The Siege of Vlak. 4 days, fierce battles raged in the streets. Earth's special forces fought alongside the rebel factions, pushing through the palace defenses. In orbit, the remnants of the Imperial fleet clashed with Earth's forces, but with their command structure in chaos, they fell one by one. In the final assault, General Mara Lee led a strike team into the throne room. Vlak stood defiant to the end, his hands clenched around his ceremonial blade, unwilling to accept defeat. But with his armies shattered and exile offered as his only escape, he finally capitulated. The siege ended. The Empire's capital was liberated. A new era in the galaxy. With Vlak removed, a transitional government was established, led by reformists who sought to rebuild the Empire into something new, something just. Earth's diplomats played a crucial role in drafting a historic peace treaty, one that included white heavy checkmark disarmament protocols to prevent future wars, white heavy checkmark war reparations for devastated systems, white heavy checkmark the formation of a joint galactic council, ensuring interstellar disputes would be settled through diplomacy, not conquest. The treaty's signing took place aboard a neutral space station, with representatives from dozens of planetary systems in attendance. For the first time in history, Earth was no longer just a survivor, it was a key player in the galactic community. The fate of an emperor. Exiled to a distant, secluded world, Emperor Vlak was left alone with his thoughts. The once feared ruler, who had dismissed humanity as insignificant, now pondered the resilience and cunning of the species he had underestimated. His name became a warning, a symbol of hubris and the cost of waging war against those who refused to be conquered. Earth's rise as a galactic power. Back on Earth, celebrations erupted. Schools began teaching the story of Earth's defiance, the fall of an emperor, and the rise of a new galactic order as a defining chapter in human history. With peace secured, Earth continued to expand its influence, strengthening its defenses, economy, and technological advancements. Humanity's innovations in space travel, energy, and warfare, once driven by survival, now propelled its ascendance as a leading force in the stars. Mara Lee, the general who became an ambassador. Having led humanity from desperation to dominance, General Mara Lee retired from military command, but her work was far from over. Now an ambassador, she traveled across the galaxy, using the same tactical brilliance that had won the war to forge alliances and promote peace. Her presence alone carried weight, a warrior turned diplomat, respected by both allies and former enemies. The legacy of Earth's defiance. The war that had begun with Earth's struggle for survival ended with its ascension to the galactic stage. Humanity had not just survived. It had shaped the future. The galaxy would never be the same again. And as Earth looked toward the stars, it did so not as a lone world, but as a leader among many. This version refines your finale for pacing, clarity, and emotional weight. It keeps the military tension high while expanding on Earth's diplomatic transformation, making the victory not just about war, but about shaping the galaxy's future. Would you like to explore potential sequels? Perhaps resistance groups rising, old Imperial loyalists plotting revenge, or Earth navigating the challenges of leadership in a vast and complex galaxy?